What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Phoenix here, and welcome back to a brand new Marvel Spider-Man 2 video. And in today's video, we got some fantastic news today. We got our first screenshot of Venom, and as well as we got some more information from our boys over at Insomniac about the casting choice for Tony Todd as Venom. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button down below, hit that subscribe button as well, and without a doubt, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. So first things first, we got this screenshot of Venom, which looks just hands down amazing. And keep in mind, this is in-game footage of Venom, and by the looks of it, you can tell he looks really good right here. Like, he looks insanely good. As well as one more thing in the screenshot that I looked at is for the fact that this is also in-game footage, like I said. And this was, man, and if you look in the description, it says credits to Insomniac, meaning that this is actual in-game footage of Venom. Now, along with that, we also see for the fact that I'm going to take a guess on this picture. It looks like it's potentially Times Square or somewhere in the background or something like that. But another thing that I caught in the background is for the fact that these trucks were also the exact same trucks Raven's hunters were using in the gameplay reveal trailer that we got at the PlayStation Showcase. But following that, along with that, in this article from theentertainmentweekly.com, it says, casting Venom for Marvel Spider-Man 2 proved to be freakier than the character himself for Brian Intihar, senior creative director at Insomniac Games, said it was one of the things I was avoiding for as long as possible because I was so scared of who we are going to get to do the voice, he tells Entertainment Weekly. Despite having spearheaded one of those popular blockbuster video games of the past decade, the previous Spidey game of 2018 that sold 33 million units as of June 2022. Intihar acknowledges, we knew it would be so anticipated and people would have a lot of opinions on it, which a lot of people ended up doing. But following that, now this is what really got my attention as well. It says, enter Tony Todd, the actor of stage and screen known for The Crow, The Rock, The Man from Earth, and of course for portraying the horror icon known as Candyman. While looking to cast the Venom role in the highly anticipated sequel, which brings Peter Parker and Miles Morales together again with MJ, Intihar heard a few lines of Todd's deep growling voice in the trailer for 2021's Candyman. It just so happened that Todd had also submitted an audition tape for Marvel Spider-Man 2. Now, this is what makes me think right here. So between that he had submitted a audition tape for Marvel Spider-Man 2 and Brian was hearing a few lines from Candyman, that proves right there that automatically off the bat, Intihar already knew for a fact that he wanted Tony to play Venom. But following that, it says, everything we talked about with Venom, that sense of strength, that sense of fear, that sense of overwhelming, so different from Peter, Tony embraces that in the performance completely, Intihar says. Now, obviously, we already know for a fact that in that whole entire, I don't know if you guys know, if you guys haven't seen The Flash Season 2, Tony Todd is actually the voice actor for Zoom. So my guess for the fact that Intihar probably has not seen The Flash Season 2 at all. But in this case, if you guys know what voice that was, it looks like we're about to get another stunning performance from him taking his voice back as Zoom. And it's just going to be sick. It's going to be completely insane. And from the fact that he embodies that sense of fear, which means that I have a feeling that we are going to get the Venom that is going to be scary, that is going to be insanely different than any other Venom that we've ever seen. Probably more scarier than Eddie Brock's version of the character. That's just a risky take. But following says, EW can exclusively reveal a new look at Venom in Marvel Spider-Man 2, which will be available on October 20th by way of PS5 console, before Intihar heads to San Diego Comic-Con to promote the title on the Hall H Grand stage with senior narrative director John Paquette and senior art director Jacita Chu. All three spoke with EW about creating a unique take on the classic villain of Marvel Comics, which the CSU says it's really interesting when you start thinking about what makes him different than Spider-Man. Chu says the symbiote is often known as an allegory for the darkness that the host is fighting against. So, what makes him an anti-Spider-Man? It began with the post-credits scene at the end of the first game after players worked their way through the story of Peter Parker's battles against Doc Ock-led Sinister Six. While guiding the young Miles as he becomes web-slinger of his own, they found a short sequence involving Peter's bestie, Harry Osborn. Harry was absent from the events of Marvel Spider-Man, but as Peter and MJ learn through expert sleuthing, he's been secretly undergoing an experimental medical procedure in hopes of curing him of his Ostorian syndrome, an illness that claimed his mother's life years earlier. The post-credits scene reveals Harry has been in a stasis chamber in the lab in Father Norman Osborn's home, and the symbiote, the alien species, is a part of this mystery procedure. Now, we got information now on Harry's mysterious illness, which we now have confirmation on that. And on top of that, not to mention, we got more information on the fact that Harry's exact same illness in the game also killed his mother, Emily Osborn. But along with that, we also got information that the symbiote has officially been confirmed as an alien, which is very, very, very well received as well. But along with that, it seems like in the gameplay, we now have official confirmation that the symbiote seems to be keeping Harry alive. But following that, it says, Intihar and Paquette are clear fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which popularized the use of post-credit scenes. A separate mid-credit sequence featured Miles revealing his newfound Spidey powers in front of Peter, a moment that segued directly into Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, the 2020 spin-off game centered on the fledgling hero. The Harry and the symbiote scene would then serve a similar function to set the stage for Marvel Spider-Man 2. Now, from this means that they're connecting Miles' post-credit scene to the opening of Marvel Spider-Man 2. But following that, they also said, we want to try something very different, and I don't think you can get much more different from Doc Ock than you do Venom, Intihar explains. It's about power, it's about strength, it's about being slighted, it's about Peter being involved much more in the creation of Venom. I think that's what attracted us. Now, there's another thing that really interested me. Based on this, it says it's about Peter being involved much more in the creation of Venom. Now, I don't know if you guys know about this, but as you guys know, Peter actually gets the symbiote. This is what I think is going to happen, okay? Peter always gets the symbiote off of him, always gets Venom off of him, and it goes on to the next person, which then becomes Venom. Now, Peter is going to play an integral role because of the fact that he's going to have to get the symbiote off of him. And on top of that, to mention, every single ability that Peter has will be transferred onto the next host from the symbiote. So I have a feeling that's what he's talking about, but that's very interesting. I'm hoping that we hear more about this at San Diego Comic-Con in Hall H. But following that, it says, one of the things that is great about Spider-Man as a character is he always has to make sacrifices. Paquette adds, the symbiote provides a lot more of grist for that mill, so to speak. What I'm guessing from this is for the fact that there is a huge possibility that while Peter has the black suit on, he's not going to be doing no sacrifice. It's all going to be about him. It's all going to be about him. It's all going to be about we are Venom. It's always going to be him. Because as you guys know, when Peter has a black suit on, he's thinking about we instead of I. But following that, it also says previous materials released for the game sees a sequel that involves Peter now infected by the symbiote as he frantically works with Miles to track down Dr. Connors, which is a payoff from yet another post-credit scene from the previous games. Dr. Connors has the ability to help Harry's condition, but he's dealing with his own transformation into the monstrous lizard. Other familiar Marvel characters like Kraven the Hunter will be popping up as well. Now, we know this for a fact because, for one, as we know at the end of Miles Morales in that post-credit scene, Dr. Kirk Connors knows about Harry's condition because of the fact that, for one, he was in that post-credit scene, and two, with the gameplay from the showcase, it's starting to make sense because, as you guys know, Peter said that they needed to get Dr. Connors to help cure Harry. Now, what are the odds that, since Dr. Kirk Connors is going to be playing a very huge role, there's a huge chance that Dr. Connors also knows how to get the symbiote off of Peter as well. But following that, it also says, according to Paquette, the story is about what happens when that darkness takes over. It's not just Peter who's impacted by the symbiote, it's the loved ones and the family around the host who has to see what's happening to the person that they love, he adds. There's a lot of juicy drama that we can get from that. Now, obviously, this officially confirms for a fact that since Peter is going to be wearing the black suit, we're potentially going to see him around Mary Jane, as well as probably Miles as well, seeing as that Peter doesn't have any family left other than potentially Miles, Genki, MJ, and I'm pretty sure that's it. But that's going to be very interesting because, as you guys know, we already saw it looks like the symbiote's about to take over Peter. But following that, it says, as for a look of Venom, Chu confirms there are specific story details that had a direct impact on the character's design. The spider insignia is one of them. One of the challenges we had throughout production was how much does Venom talk, she says. I remember we did some concepts earlier on. Does Venom have lips? Does he laugh? Does he smile? Does he frown? It's a fine line between making this creature scary and intimidating, but then also, I guess, relatable. Meaning, I guess for the fact that we're going to be seeing Venom being able to smile at some points. Basically, from this, it seems like Venom's going to be random. But that's what I guess. So he's going to be relatable in some ways. But following that, she also says, for us, Venom is the host plus the symbiote into her ads. You don't get Venom without both of them being bonded together. What Tony represents is that bond. I think, if anything, casting Tony made us feel more confident in the visual look of the character. Now, as you guys can see, they obviously did a very, very, very good job at the design of it. But, you know, like I said, I do honestly think that seeing as that design plays a huge role in it, this is what I'm thinking. And, you know, I was going to get my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think down in the description below. Do you guys think that at the panel we are going to see or hear some more about Venom? And potentially, like I said before, I feel like we're going to get introduced to a lot more information coming out for Venom as well. But without a doubt, it's your boy Phoenix, and I'll see you guys later on a spectacular, Spidey, webtastic banger!